TeamNoSkill. Hey guys, TeamNoSkill bringing you a new deck profile. I finally finished the deck. The Stride deck is not yet done. I'm still waiting for some things to come in the mail. But the entire core is completely done, except for 4 cards. Well, technically 8, but they are a bit pricey at the moment. So it's going to be a Claret Sword Dragon deck. So our starter is the new Claret Sword starter. So Pedigree, Night Tigress. So skill is Counterblast 1. Retire this unit. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck where a card was Claret Sword and it's Claret Sword Dragon in its name. Add it to your hand and then shuffle your deck. And if you have a Claret Sword Vanguard, you can draw a card. So essentially, it's a +1 because you do Counterblast, but it does die, and you do you can get a Claret Sword and you can draw an additional card, which gives you nice hand size. So that's our starter. Next, I am running. What the hell, it's weird. I am running 1 David, just because David is very good. Counts as 2 Generation Break 1 counts as 2 units as a eating target. So his deal is like Phantom Blaster Diablo. I can eat this another unit and counts as 3. On to the triggers. We are running 8 crits. I do not have Claret Sword crit because it is currently really high. I was gonna buy them recently. They were $4, and then literally like in the span of like 2 hours, they jumped up to 8. So I'm not buying those. I'm not running 12 crit because I do like this draw. I'm mainly running it because I really like the artwork. I apologize for the glare. So skill into the soul +3, give a unit +3k. And then 4 heals. I'll probably switch these for the double R heal just because they're shiny. Just generic heals. So those are the trigger lineups. On to the grade 1s. We have 4 Stride Fodders. Placement, reveal grade 3. Search your deck for a card with Claret Sword Dragon in its name. Add it to your hand, then discard a card from your hand. And in hand, pay cost of Stride. It's +2 grade. Next, we have a new card. Blue is Sparta Dragon. So, again, I apologize for the glare. Skill. Let's zoom in on this. It's going to be a bit blurry. Hopefully you guys can read it. Alright, a little bit blurry. Much better. Alright, so skill is, while you were paying the cost for Stride, if you have a Vanguard with Claret Sword Dragon in its name, you may pay the cost. You may pay with Counterblast 1, choose one of your Sparta Dragons, and retire it. So, basically, what's nice about this card is that it is not Generation Break. You just need to have a Claret Sword Dragon. So, let's say you went first, or even second, and you have this card out on field already. When you Stride, you don't have to discard. You can draw, Counterblast 1, retire this card or a different copy of it, and that pays the entire cost of Stride, which is super nice. So that's for that. It's very nice, keeps hand size, and you always replenish your board because of the new Claret Sword. I do not have Karma Collectors yet. They did jump up in price a little bit. That's the last 4 cards, so the Claret Sword crit and this. The PGs are around 9, I think. So it's pretty expensive, like $36 to replace it. So just generic BGs. I had these from when I bought when I made that budget Lure deck. And then we have 2 Abyss Summoner. I don't think you need more than 2 because this deck does filter very easily. Its skill is when a unit of yours is retired due to the unit of a when your other Vanguard is put into the drop zone for the cost of your unit's ability, it doesn't matter which unit, as long as you have a Vanguard with Claret Sword Dragon in its name, unflip a damage and soul charge 1, and this card gets +3k. And it's once per turn, so you can't really abuse it, which is very nice. The soul charging might bite you later in the end, because the soul charging does resolving you stacking up faster. So those are the grade 1s. On to the grade 2s. We have the MVP. Oh, these are not organized. I am so sorry. Alright, so it doesn't matter. We're fast at this. We have 4. What is his name? Moraine Spear Dragon. So skill is GB1 in the deck. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Claret Sword in its name, it loses 1 grade in deck, which means you can't call it from Claret Sword. And its other skill is really nice. It's the pressure of the deck. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if this unit is boosted by a grade 1 unit, this unit gets +5. So 7, 9, +5, 21, 15k drop, super nice. Next, we have our Sword Me of the deck. Let's zoom in a little bit. Sorry, I thought I organized this. So we have 14 grade 1s, forgot to mention that, 14 grade 1s. Next we have 4 of our Sword Me. It can also call this card too, because it is a grade 1 in the deck. Let's try to get rid of that glare. Alright, there we go. Ooh, much better, much better. Alright, so skill, his name is Greymew. Skill, when it is placed on Rearguard, Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1. As you can see, they sort of combo with each other, it repays the cost, but later on this benefits you more in the end. So skill, Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, when you have a Vanguard with Claret Sword Dragon in its name, when its unit is placed, you can pay the cost. If you do suit your deck for a grade 1 or less card, which is super nice, or less, call it to a Rearguard, and shuffle your deck, and this unit gets plus 2,000 until end of turn. So the nice thing about it is that you can call this, let's say this is in the top left column, call this the top right column. It doesn't have to be in the same row or anything, so it's super nice. So top left, top right, ooh, gooch. 11, and you have a 7K behind it, 21, super nice. So 4 of that, the card's too good. Next we have 3. Knight of Brahm Grusin. When a grade less than this card, so 1 and 0, is placed onto the rearguard, he gets plus 3k. He's really nice because he gets really, really beefy. If you have him early on, place him down, yes, you will be calling 1s like crazy, and he does work really nice as a new Claret Stride. And next we have 2 10k vanillas. 10k vanillas do put in work. They do stop brushes, and they just make for really, really good numbers. This plus a 7 is 17. Plus 3 is 20. And it's still a 15k drop. No, 10k drop. Still a 10k drop. But overall, you're mainly running it because you don't want to get rushed by certain decks. Some certain decks do like to rush really early on. And so you can put this down. They'll put a grade 2 down. And then they might have to commit a 1 to the drop, to the back of their unit. And so they can actually hit you. So they're wasting more cards in their hand while you keep cards in your hand, and you're forcing them to commit more to the board. So very, very nice card. It's just like I said, 10k vanilla, doesn't matter which one you use. So we are running in total 4, 8, 9 to 11, 9 to 11, 13, 14 grade 2s. 13 grade 2s, my bad, not 14. And next, onto the grade 3s, we have MVP of the deck right here. 4, Supremacy Dragon, Claret Sword Dragon, Revolt. Card is simply amazing. It's basically a Luard Stride, not the free striding, but it does get the free stride from Esparta Dragon. So what I really like about it is that, so Stride, Counterblast 1, you keep revealing cards until 2 grade 1s are hit. So once 2 grade 1s are hit, you call 1 and then you add the other one to your hand. So it's really nice when, like, let's say you reveal PG and then you reveal an Esparta. Call the Esparta, add the PG next turn, you got free stride for Counterblast 1. And then if you have Summoner, it's basically a completely free stride because of this. Always unflip damage because it is being retired for the cost of your unit ability. And if you don't reveal 2 grade 1s, the 1 card you do reveal, the grade 1, it has to be called. And his GB2, it's not too bad. When this unit is attacked by anything, choose one of your grade 1 rear guards and you can move it to guard circle. And then if you have no other unit until the end of turn, he gets plus 2k, making him a 13k base. And then we have 1 Claret Sword Dragon. I basically have it in here because I got it really cheap, and it gives me more targets for this. I played multiple games today, and with only 5 grade 3s that have Claret Sword Dragon in its name, it never whiffed once, which is super, super nice. And you would think that it would whiff a lot because there's only 5 cards with Claret Sword in its name. GB2, choose 2 of your rearguards, retire them, this unit gets plus 10 in a crit. And its stride skill during your turn when your G unit stride, search your deck for a grade 1 or lower, and call it to rearguard, and that unit gets plus 2k. So he's not too great. He's 100% better. This is just it gets you what you want. Because this can also call this. But let's say this is on field, and you get this. When you call this to rearguard due to his effect, Braum will not get the 3k boost because when you call it, it's a grade 2. It's only a grade 1 in the deck. So 5 grade 3s. It's been super consistent all day today. Now on to the strides. I have the majority of the strides. So we have 4. Oh, let's let that focus. Perfect. Ooh, that's a heck of a glare. So we have 4 Supremacy True Dragon Claret Sword Helheim. So this card's really amazing because whenever your opponent puts a G guard or a perfect guard onto the guard circle, you unflip a copy of itself. So potentially, your first strike can get you to GB4 immediately. And when your opponent puts a perfect guard, a sentinel, or a G guard, or if he hits, you unflip a copy of yourself, and for every face-up card in your G zone, that's how many grade 1 in your deck you can call to Regard, which is super nice, and he's super free, so very, very good. He's currently going up in price, so if you guys want to make this deck, get him first. He's slowly going up, and he basically filters your deck to basically where there's nothing but triggers in your deck. I've been triggering so well today, so good today, and it's just insane. So like let's say your Regard's swing for 21, your opponent drops a perfect card, unflip a copy. Because it doesn't matter if you attacked or not, unflip a copy. Call a card on top. Call a card. You're good. You're attacking. Your opponent puts a G guard. You call a copy. You hit. You unflip a copy. You call more stuff from your deck. Very, very nice. And next we have the typical 4 Phantom Blaster Diablo, everybody's favorite card. This card is completely mean. It's a complete jerk. So skill is counterblast 1, flip a copy of itself. It gets plus 10 in crit. And when it's doing the attacks the Vanguard, retire 3 of your units, and then your opponent has to retire 2. If they can't retire 2, they cannot call cards from hand onto the guard circle. But they can't G-guard because it's called future guarding technically. So that's the only way you get by this if you don't eat 2 units. So 4 of that is just, you have to run forward. It's too good of a card not to. 1 Carnivore Dragon, once per turn, eat a unit. Your opponent has to eat 2. If they can't eat 2, choose up to 3 of your units and you give them all 4,000 power. 1 Grim Recruiter, it's just there temporarily for an option. If it hits, call a grade 1 card from your deck. So you're mainly going to either call this. You're going to call that Sparta or Abyss Summoner if it hits. But then again, this is why Helheim is so good, because he doesn't have to hit. If your opponent no guards, it's gonna go off. If they PG or G guard, it's gonna go off, and it's completely free. And I'm still missing 1 Drag Driver. I forgot. I don't really know the new name for the new Lord Stride, but I need 1 of that. I really like this card a lot. Ritual 3. This unit gets 5,000 power per grade 1 in your drop. Today I swung, it was 76,000 bytes with boost, 76k, which is a pretty up and high number. My opponent PG did, but still. And then I just put triggers on my left and right. And you will trigger with a very nice. Currently in the mail I have coming is 1 Spectral Diablo and 2 Aurora Geysers, so I'm waiting for those to come in the mail. I do not currently have G guards. Plot Maker is a lot of money still. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's a rate, comment, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.